34 and 10. The Lord replied, listen, I'm making a covenant with you in the presence of all your people. But here's the next thing the Lord said concerning your life. The Lord said, I will perform miracles that have never been performed anywhere in all the earth or in any nation. And all the people around you will see the power of the Lord, the awesome power I will display for you. Let me read that again. He said, I will perform miracles that have never been performed anywhere in all the earth or in any nation. And all the people around you. What I'm learning is no one cares how much I know if what I know doesn't transform their life. What I am learning is God does not want to be a part of our mystical, mythological, or philosophical arguments that we have. But he wants to be a specific, answering, on-time God concerning everything that he's told concerning our lives. Meaning, he doesn't want you to have to search for a scripture to see that he's good. He wants you to remember in your life that he's been good. So what we have right here is the difference between an altar and an idol. You see, in those moments when God was good to them, he instructed them to make an altar as a memorial that he was faithful. His method of operation, God's method of operation in our life is that he is more interested in proving his faithfulness than he is getting you to believe in him. That was a little heavy. I'm going to say it again. His method of operation, God's method of operation, is to prove his faithfulness before he wants you to believe in him. You want me to prove that? Jesus. How long did he say he was sending his only begotten son to die for the world? What is the condition of us being born again? Accepting his son, Jesus. So we could not believe in God if he had no character to back up what he was asking us to believe in. It's more about God being faithful than it is you having enough faith. The weight of your trust is not in your performance. It's not in your building up. It's not in you reading scripture after scripture. It's all about, do you believe that the very God who is able to save your life? Come on, we sometimes get a little bit of amnesia. How I know he saved your life? You in church on Sunday. There was a time in your life that you wouldn't be sitting where you're sitting right now. And so what you have in your life is what I call altars, where you can go back and to see signposts that, God, you've been good to me in this life. God, you've been there for me when no one else was there for me. God, you were faithful to me when I didn't deserve you to be faithful to me. God, you looked out for me when I wasn't even praying to you. God is trying to say, I want you to think back about all those different moments in your life to consider the altar of my faithfulness to you. Because that is the basis of all I'm asking for you to do in moving forward. Meaning, if I hadn't let you down yet, and it takes somebody who has been in one of those, Lord, if you don't type of moments. Now, y'all are acting a tad bit more reserved, but for those of us in here who could just think in the Lord, if you don't, Lord, I can't see beyond the next day type moment, but I made it past that day in my life. And he's saying, if you could just trust that I'm still that same God that brought you out of that, then I'm going to move you forward straight from this. But instead of creating altars, we've created idols. You see, an idol worships the memory of what used to be, of what happened to us. On the negative side, the trauma that we've suffered, the hurts that we've experienced, the disappointments that have come to us, the situations, the people, the family that has let us down, the job that let us go. We create idols to that because we begin to worship the memory of that and say, God, I hear what you're saying, but I place the memory of what happened above what you said. So an idol worships the memory. An altar uses the memory to worship the Creator. It says, I know I experienced the hurt. I know what happened to me. I know I shouldn't have made it. But God, I thank you even in that you were still good. The times that you healed my body, the times that you saved my family, the times that you made ways for me in ways I didn't even know and I couldn't imagine. And so when I think about the negative, I can only see the good that God has been in my life.